vessel. Hi everyone, sorry it's been a while. I'm in Palma, Mallorca, and I'm going to be sailing on an Orca 40. It's a Swedish made boat, second hand. Got a slightly longer journey on this one, so we're going to take you along. Instead of doing a 30 or 40 minute video of the tour, I'm going to take you along, let you know what this boat's like, and it will become part of our buying a boat for 100 or say around 100 grand to 150k, depending on your budget. Arrived here last night, flew in. We're just doing final checks now, and then we'll get underway. Quite excited about this one. Long range weather forecast shows that when we turn and get past Gibraltar and going up the Portuguese coast, we're expecting around 20-25 knots on the nose, which is going to be unpleasant. We only have a small engine on this boat, and it only has, from what the owner says, around a 26-27 hour. You know, that's all the diesel tank's capable of. Don't know how many litres it's got because it's already full. So we'll find out either in Cartagena or Gibraltar when we have to refill. Yeah, it's good. It's about 37-38 degrees C. It's very, very hot. See you in a minute when we get underway. I think at some time in its life, you'll see later on in one of the videos that we've got repeaters on the mast. I think this, in its day, saw a bit of regatta racing. But it's quite nice. Going to get underway in a minute. Let's see how we go. The 24th of June at 5:30. My watch starts in, I hope this isn't too windy, in about half an hour, first watch. Unfortunately, the weather forecast wasn't correct and we got wind right on the nose, and being a delivery we're on a schedule, so the sails aren't up. I'm hoping this is going to change during the night, otherwise it's going to be just one of those deliveries where the motor's on non-stop, and being that this hasn't got a very large fuel tank, we're going to have to plan and calculate our way along the coast all the way back up to the UK very, very carefully. Popped into Cartagena quickly, just a splash and dash. This boat's actually got quite a small fuel tank. We've estimated it's around 100 litres, and we get 30 hours of motoring-ish, thereabouts, so every 120 nautical miles, just to make sure we have a bit in reserve. And we've got a couple of jerry cans forward. We've got to stop, which obviously is putting time on the trip. We had a bit of sailing yesterday and we're hoping the wind picks up a bit more today. We've only got 5 or 6 knots on the beam, mains up, so motor sailing, and it is, I say hopefully, the wind is supposed to be picking up later. And we're heading down to Gibraltar, which is about 240 nautical miles away. If the wind picks up, as the forecast says it's going to, then we should be able to sail the majority of the way, saving fuel and then fuel up in Gibraltar before we go through the Straits and round to Portugal. We're all getting on, which is nice. All eating well. It's the problem with deliveries and doing passages like this, tend to snack. But it's nice. 38 degrees. I'm enjoying this boat. It's quite a nice little boat. She's fast and very manoeuvrable when she does get going, as you would have seen a minute or two ago with the B-roll. But yeah, relatively comfortable. Hi everybody, it's the 29th of June, soon being July. Weather's very, very hot, ravaging 35 to 38 degrees centigrade, and the temperatures are due to go up. We're just leaving El Niña at Gibraltar. We'll start our passage around the southern coast of Spain and then up along Portugal and on our way home towards Biscay and eventually Falmouth. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. We're a little bit late, we're about half an hour behind schedule. We're buddy boating with 3 other boats, El Niña, and you have Gibraltar. And the reason we're buddy boating, if I can you'll see from quite a lot of the other videos I've made bits of us going through Gibraltar. Hopefully this is coming up on the screen. But the reports about the interactions with the Orcas, and this is part of our strategy, some of it for safety because we don't, as this is a delivery boat, we don't have all the equipment we want. There's a big hot zone round here and a hot zone just coming in here. And originally we were planning to hug the coast inside the tuna nets and come all the way along, but it seems that one of the pods is actually on the inside and they attacked a boat or had an interaction with a sailboat yesterday. So our idea in theory is to actually shoot the gap in between the 2 pods, as this one that was recorded is slowly moving round. And then obviously we're up along the coast of Portugal on the way home. As action goes for a plan, we're actually quite loose. A few of us, myself, been here quite a few times and have had no problems with the Orcas so far. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen on this trip. Odds on something's going to happen sometime. So like I say, we hooked up with a couple of boats last night in the marina. So there's 3 of us going in convoy. One of the ideas of being safety in numbers, and 2, if one of us has a problem, there's obviously another 1 or 2 boats on standby to be able to help out. Just transferring diesel with our mates. Hey. Thank you very much, guys. Right. See you in Faro. One of the boats forwards actually has pingers, and you'll see some information coming up on the screen now about pingers and what they're all about. We and the yachts behind us have sand, and the whole idea with sand is to throw large amounts of sand down by your rudders as you're going along, because it defuses in the water and upsets the senses of the orcas, and in theory they can't see what they're doing with sonar and so on. But this is only a temporary measure, because the sand disperses very, very quickly and disappears. We also have a horn that we will use as basically to make noise in the water. The orcas don't like it and it upsets. It's something to do with their sonar. With sound, we have a metal pole, which apparently has been used quite successfully in other countries to move dolphins and orcas away from fishing nets and fish farms. And once again, the whole idea is you have your metal pole down into the water and you hit it with a hammer or another large object. We have a couple of oars. Once again, it disturbs their sonar. For us, we're hoping that that's enough. You know, nobody wants an interaction with the orcas. It would be nice to see orcas, especially for me as a, you know, doing photos and videos and so on. Be a fabulous opportunity to actually see these incredible creatures. We don't want to do any harm or, you know, have anything done to them. This particular pod apparently is endangered, and there's only about 35 of them left. So we have to do what we can. We can't blame the orcas. We saw a report this morning, and a picture will be coming up. One of the orcas, I'm not sure if it's Gladys or one of the others, has a terrible injury on their back behind their dorsal fin, which was caused by fishermen. And the scientists in the area thinking that this is a behavioural pattern brought on because of that injury or the trauma from that injury. We'll get some sexy boat action.